beautiful people, do you know what? Sometimes I feel like 2019 was probably the last year we really lived in a world we knew. This is something that quite often will rise up within a conversation, within a consultation with my dear clients, who I must add are the most courageous, heartfelt, really raw, real, resilient folk, to lean in that way. And we have these conversations. We have these conversations. And quite often it is like, we've gone through a major threshold. It's like I can remember, and some of you will know this story and remember this story if you've been following me for a little while, or you've been journeying with me over the years, is that on a live stream in 2019, winter solstice of 2019, I had someone say to me within the live stream, Shane, what does 2020 look like? And I remember feeling like this huge heavy weight then come into the room. It was almost like within that question was the coding, also the answer, because I almost like felt this sense of just kind of looking down. And as I always say, all information's information. So the fact that I looked down at the floor, felt this heaviness, that was the coding, that was the answer within the question, within the energy that then come into the room. It was carrying the answer. I looked down at the floor, I felt this real heaviness. There was information, there were clues. And I remember also taking this big, huge, deep breath and then feeling, what is that? And then what come to mind, and the words that just poured out of me was, it's going to be a cosmic pause. And I remember several people then saying, what the heck? What does that look like? And then I was like, there's going to be a cosmic pause, and from the shell of the old world, a new world will be born. Of course, what happened in March 2020. So, you know what? Sometimes I really do feel 2019 was probably the last year we really lived in a world we knew. Since then, it feels like as if we've fallen into some cracked, glitching, what the fuck mirror of reality. Like nothing lands where it should, nothing feels steady. People are absolutely fraying at the edges. Time stretches and snaps in the same breath. It's almost like as if it's speeding up and slowing down all at the same time. Of course, that doesn't sound like it makes any sense, but does the world around us right now, okay? But it does, and we will get there. And the ground keeps folding underneath our feet. The streets, the routines, the quiet certainties that we all leaned into and leaned on, they're dissolved. The world we knew, it's evaporated, leaving only fragments, whispers, shadows. And yet, in the chaos, in the glitch, in the rupture, there is breakthrough. In the breaking apart, there is something new that is gestating, something raw, alive and alchemical. Because from the shell of the old world, a new world will be born. And do you know what? Right now, it is feeling so chaotic. Yet, if we look at it from the alchemical principles, we are being cracked open, and we are also being stripped bare. Okay, and in those cracks, the light finds us. It's like light streaming through stained glass. Thank you. It's like light streaming in, streaming down through stained glass. You know, and that light that finds us is fierce, and it's real, and it's unafraid. You know, the world may be gone, but we are still here. And in this fracture, we are learning how to be more than we ever were. And that is what comes from rupture and breakthrough. Okay, rupture often precedes breakthrough. So if you are going through a rupture, how you want to kind of meet that is knowing that you are becoming more than you've ever been or ever were. Okay, or another way of putting it, thank you, is that you are becoming all that you've ever been. Okay, but it is like a cosmic jolt, you know, because it absolutely, it's like it throws you out of sleepwalk, out of calcification. You know, in these kaleidoscopic times, we are being deeply invited, if not shoved, to stop ignoring the signs. You know, as I said last week, the universe has a way of making itself heard. And for those of you that didn't see it, at first it whispers, it gently nudges, quiet intuitions, subtle shifts, then it taps, then it knocks. And if you still don't listen, it kicking the fucking door. That is the way the universe is moving through the collective right now. So, you know, we want to take these moments. I think actually it's really essential to take these moments where you can just come back to self, where you can grab hold of that cup of tea. You know, those things that are part of our daily landscape, is we want to just try to kind of meet them with presence, because they become an anchor, like literally sharing a cup of tea with someone that you hold dear. Put down the bloody phone, switch off the TV, sit together, drink that tea, be within each other's presence. They're simple things, but yet they are so powerful. So yes, we are absolutely being invited, if not shoved, to stop ignoring the signs. Life is constantly offering signals, moments to act, chances to choose differently, lessons waiting to be embodied. But yet, when we keep hesitating, doubting, or turning away from what is being shown, those windows won't stay open forever. They close, or worse, they then just freaking rupture. You know, the truth is, the longer you ignore those signs, the heavier the resistance becomes. And it can also feel like momentum stalls, opportunities fade, and deep down, you know those signs are there, persistent, unrelenting, urging you to rise, to act, to trust what's calling you forward. And if you are feeling the call, it's probably a sign it's your time to upgrade. As always, sending you all so much love.